Salve. It's been a week and we're back, and I'm going to try to recap. It's going to be in sections. So here we go. On Wednesday, the Kuipers and the LaBelles heading in different directions, but the same. So Kuipers went to Amsterdam and the LaBelles did the coast of Italy, and everybody got there so that they could prepare all the Italians for the rest of us that were about to hit the land. So 2 days, they go. Friday, the rest of us board our planes and take off. The Lees, Schraders, and Andersons all meet up in Atlanta for some great time in the Delta Sky Lounge, where we got some free drinks. We got to see the disco ball that Stacy got, and it probably ended up getting left behind in that Atlanta Delta Sky Lounge. We have no idea where it went, but it was so fun, and what a great thought. We had great conversation, laughed a lot, knew right then it was going to be a terrific trip. John taught us to play a card game. I'm not really sure, up or down at the river. I think there's suits, there's trumps. I don't know if any of us really know what's going on and how to play that game. We thought that we did, and we thought it was going to come back out during our trip, but it didn't. So, but it was fun. It was so much fun. We had a great time there. Then we got on the plane, and it was pretty uneventful. There was a poor mama on there that was trying to comfort her baby. And once we got off and landed on Saturday, Missy went up to her and told her what a great job she did. And she really did. And then we, we checked in, we did great. We met the Pareos at baggage claim, where a man tried to steal Mel's luggage. So that was interesting. Then what do we do? Oh, well, then they tried to sell us, maybe they still have, sold us 2 beat up vans for $4,000 a piece. I don't really know what the outcome of that is, but yeah, what an adventure. So we'll just put it on the spreadsheet. We'll see. It's all good. Van 1 was on their way. Mike Pareo, you have a heavy foot. I don't know how much sooner you got to the villa than us, but we're glad you got there and arranged and got ready for us to pick rooms. Meanwhile, Van 2, we stopped at a sketch gas station. Well, really, it was the bathroom that was so sketch. Stacy and I were a little scared about what we might be in store for the rest of our trip. But they had great food. That was one of our favorite meals. So anyway, good chocolate, all the stuff. So then we, Van 2, continued on to Villa Town, wherever that was. And we picked up the LaBelles at the train station. So that was fun to get to see them. Of course, Gunnar encouraged Mike Lee all along the way with his Siri notes and doing great. And
molto bene. Idiota. Molto bene. Idiota. Molto bene. Idiota.
Okay, so then we arrive at the villa. We draw rooms, which that was fun and exciting. So thank you, Van 1, for organizing that. We took lots of pictures inside, outside. It was such a spectacular place. Way to go, Lee's working with John Paul and finding that. We made so many great memories there. And first, of course, is getting around that pool on Saturday and just hanging out and starting on the wine. We drank a lot. It was good. It was so fun. Eating our charcuterie, girl chat, guy chat, doing our thing. It was spectacular. And of course, then game time was rolling in. So trying to make sure the game was streaming, that occupied a lot of Gunnar's time. and I guess everybody's really just trying to make sure it was happening, or all the guys, I should say. So then we had a delicious dinner, and every one of us got a sweet surprise from the LaBelles with our little table ones.
Go Tigers.
The sign markers each day on the table, but those sweet little tiles. Thank you so much, LaBelles. We love you for thinking of that. That was awesome. Great, delicious meal. It was so good. There was protein involved. I mean, I know I talked about no protein all week. I'm like, it was crazy. Mike Pareo and Gunner hanging out at the end of the table, trying to discreetly watch the game on their phones, but yet not be updated before we all moved in front of the television, which was awesome. So much fun. Loved it. Loved our game time conversation. We know what everybody wants for their last meals. We know who you're going to call to hide bodies. It's all good. I like that was great. And then, of course, it was such a close game. Tied. 12 seconds to go. Coverage cuts out. Y'all don't live with him. Oh my. So anyway, thank you, Mike Lee, for coming through and streaming that game on your phone. Sorry, Gunner got all up in your space, up in your lap. Oh my goodness. But we loved it. It was, of course, for us Knowles, it was a nice finish. We enjoyed it. So that was that. That was Saturday. Everybody went to bed. 10 bottles of wine later. Sunday morning, our first breakfast in the villa. It was so delicious. We learned lots of things about everybody's nervous habits, I guess. So we've got and of course, Mike Perea said us wives can hear you chewing gum in the driveway. So I guess we are just more in tune to those things. You do. And you just overlook all of ours. So we appreciate that. Thanks so much. So about the eggs, they were so good. They are made with milk, Parmesan cheese, and then sauteed in olive oil. So that is the trick that we all need to remember. Okay, so we then took off and we went to Pisa. And General Lee tried to direct us ladies in our Leaning Tower picture, and ultimately we just went for a regular photo. We were not good at following directions. From there, of course, we went to Lucca. We had delicious pizza. We learned how to use Prego, which is pretty much just any way you want. It means whatever you want. So Prego. Then we got on those Surreys and did our bike races. So stupid Americans. I'm like, we were just all over the place. And I mean, I don't know. Lots of warnings were given.
Alla tua Silvestri. On your left.
There we go. So we were just all being idiotos driving around, but it was so much fun and certainly a top memory of everybody's. So great time. Great suggestion, LaBelle's. Thank you so much. After that, we did some shopping on the streets, had gelato, coffee. That was a great memory. Just sitting there in that little plaza. During our shopping, of course, we found the cutest little leather store where Mike Lee got a great bag. Let's see, Karen and Sean, I think they got some eyeglass cases. Gunner got some passport covers. Mary got a purse, and then later brought 3 scarves, which apparently were from India, but that's okay. And then we went back and separated again. Guys went out smoking cigars. We think they almost starved to death. We weren't really sure if they were going to actually get food. Ladies around the kitchen table that night eating charcuterie and cereal for our dinner, which is great. Just a wonderful Italian dinner. We had lots of girl talk. We learned what all of our secret indulgences are, I guess, or what we hold off on maybe for one time a year. So Mel, Marie Callender pot pies. Stacy loves the ding dongs. Karen, New York butcher shop cheesecake. Mary likes a good gourmet donut. Missy, Great Harvest bread. And then me, of course, the full dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme. Convo somehow turned to periods and pooping. So I don't know. And then Mary's favorite, Helen Keller, made a guest appearance. So it was so much fun. Memories we will not forget. That was Sunday. Welcome to Monday morning. Sean was sick that day. He stayed behind as we all headed out to Siena. Karen probably wasn't feeling that great either, but she went to be our fearless leader and make sure that we saw all the things that sparked her interest and were so important in Siena. So thank you, Karen, for being there. We met up with Sylvia, but before we did that, we stopped for a potty break where Karen stole a tinkle. She did not pay. She just snuck right in, which that was just a great quote, Missy. Karen stole a tinkle. And then we took off into the city, did an ounce of shopping before we made our way to lunch outside of a hat shop where Stacy and Gunnar both found some cute hats to buy. And that was the first I think Aperol Spritz for the group where people were starting to get those, but it was a delicious lunch. And as Gunnar pointed out, we were not hard to spot as Americans as we were eating and running down the street to make it to Sylvia. We began our 3-hour tour. And let's see, we learned about 17 constrata, owls, caterpillars, giraffe, goose, forest, wave, dragon, I don't know, lots of them. The horse races they have 2 times a year. It doesn't matter if the rider falls off, who cares? It's the horse that wins. And we saw that with the goose constrata as they won. And I guess then, I think it was them that had the Wild West theme. We saw some great churches and chapels. We learned how much they honor Madonna / Mary for being the mom that Jesus chose, or that God chose to bring his son into the world. So that's sweet. Let's see, what else happened? Oh, well, following the tour, of course, there was more shopping. And let's see, we started with trying to find the perfect almond puff cookies and coffee. So that was great to give us our energy to do our shopping. Karen, I hope you get your pottery shipped in. That's where that happened. So it was beautiful, beautiful what you picked. So can't wait to hear that it arrived. Okay, then we went back and Mike had arranged for a great, delicious, amazing dinner for us. So it was quick change, running into the restaurant, had the best time, great conversation, loved it. Love that we kind of just all mix up and get to have some meaningful conversations with each couple as we were there. I thought it was great. Missy and John had one too many sips of wine, they admitted that night. So it was so funny. It was great. On our way out, a sweet little couple stopped us and asked about how we all knew each other and our friendship. So, you know, we were giving off a good vibe. They wanted that. So it was good. We stopped and we sang happy birthday to our loved ones back here in the States. And then, of course, impromptu Sound of Music broke out. Couldn't have asked for a better day. So Tuesday, we split. Guys went in one direction, girls went in the other. So we still had some people out sick. Sean was out. Stacy was down for the count. Karen wasn't feeling great, but she hung in there with us. So first, the guys woke up super early and took off. I think they were gone by 7:30. And they headed to Ferrari. I wasn't there. Go ahead.
So Ferrari, the drive was amazing. Lots of tunnels, scenic drive. Seems like 2.5 hours. Great fellowship in the van. We made it to Maranello, which is where the museum is. Beautiful day. And I didn't know a lot about what to expect, but it was amazing. Cars, lots of cars. Red, tons of red. A little bit of yellow, some silver, but lots of red. Formula One cars, concept cars, supercars, F40, LaFerrari, the KC23 concept car. My favorite was the Ferrari Scuderia. And then we did simulators. We got our picture taken in a yellow Ferrari, and then we raced each other, and I proceeded to take Pareo out because he was driving like an idiota. John won the simulator race, and then we made it to the gift shop. And there was jackets, and there were shirts, and there were journals, and Mike almost bought a $3,900 steering wheel. There was lots of cool stuff, but there was only one pair of carbon fiber glasses. Ray-Ban carbon fiber glasses. Yep, I bought them. It was a terrific day, and then we finished outside at a little cafe with like a crudo sandwich. I had a crudo sandwich and a beer, a Peroni beer. I think Miguelito had a cappuccino, and it's just an awesome day. Awesome day. And then we looked forward to getting back to Firenze with the girls.
Okay. But before they got there, of course, we shopped. We did that a lot, y'all. So anyway, we shopped. We hit the leather market. They were a little pushy. We didn't love that. You know, buy this, buy that. Come here, pretty lady, pretty lady. They wanted to just all buy their things. And luckily, we got some good things, apparently, because we got schooled the next day by Mike to let us know what this meant, burning leather and all the things. So we didn't know. At least it wasn't catching on fire. So we picked it up. So bought some things in the leather market, tried to make our way to the bridge for jewelry, but got stopped by gelato because, you know, gelato. Then we met up with the guys and we started with the Duomo, which people knew we were climbing, but didn't know what exactly that meant. So as we all, climbed, I think it was 463 on the steps.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, but it was good. At least we didn't know what we were climbing through as we made our way up there. So it was beautiful views, loved it. Then we made our way down, and then we went, where did we go? Because we lit a candle. What was that?
Just the
it was pretty. It was a chapel, church.
the cathedral.
The cathedral. That's where we went. Then
some went down to the
crypt.
The crypts.
Yeah.
Or the. Yep.
Yeah. And then let's see. Okay, so then we went and got our little snack, whatever. Oh, then that was the Panerai store.
Yes.
Yes.
Got to go to the original home office and museum of Panerai,
Yeah.
and thanks to Kuiper and Pareo for going in there with me.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So shopping. More shopping. Back over to
And then,
the gold section.
Ponte Vecchio Bridge.
Yes, no more shopping, but no buying, just looking. And then some clothing stores, and then Ferragamo shoe store. We did that. Yep, that was cool. Also, no buying, but lots of looking. Very cool to see the history there. And then we raced over to the David, which lots of us learned that it was David from David and Goliath. We did not know. We just were like, oh, yeah, Gunnar told us all. The stone that he's like, don't you see the stone? I said, we were looking at the stone. Anyway, so we were there. And what else? Giant, we wondered, did he fight naked? Probably not, but that is a good distraction technique. So
He did not skip glute and leg day.
No, amazing. So let's see, then we went to dinner, and it wasn't a great dinner. John had great French fries. Some pesto dishes were sent back. Wine was good, of course. I mean, it's always good. Whatever. It's Italy. The wine was good. Then we split. Some went home in the van.
Wait, back up to the restaurant. One of my favorite moments was when Missy and Mary realized there was a piece of pizza left, and they didn't think anybody was watching, but I was, and it was just delightful to see them devour this piece of pizza. We got pictures to prove the laughter, and it was one of my favorite memories.
So great. Okay, then we split. Some went in the van, some went on the train, and that was our next adventure. It was great. We missed the first train, which was fine because it allowed for lots of memories. We got some chocolate. We just, I don't know what we did.
Bought
We tried
more gelato.
Yep, try to figure out where the heck we were, what train we were getting on. We knew this. We knew the system. We knew how to do it, and we got on that train fully confident. John got his feet swiped down. He's not supposed to put your feet up on the seat apparently in front of you. And then we just, yeah, it was good. It was all confidence. I mean, we knew right where we were going almost.
But no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
And no windows that opened, so that was a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
And I, as she said, was so confident in where we were going. Fignine Valdarno was our stop, and Mike was waiting on us so patiently. And we got to the stop before Fignine Incisa, also known as Incisa by Mary and Missy. But Fignine Incise, and I saw Fignine and panicked and told everybody to get off the train. And so John and Missy and myself were off the train on ground. Mary was on her way out. Kipper had not abandoned yet. And we realized our mistake. And that's when, now I'm imitating Jonathan Schrader, said, "Mary, move." And we got back on the train very quickly as it was starting to pull away from Fignine Incisa.
Yes, we made it to our next stop where, yes, Mike Lee was waiting for us. I think he got yelled at by some lady. I didn't really get that whole story. I don't know if he was talking about lights or where he was parking or what, or if he even knew. But we did kind of hear that the next day. Some lady was yelling at him there. But we appreciate you coming to pick us up and get us home safe. So what an adventure. Okay, so that was Tuesday. So Wednesday, we totally threw an audible. Canceled any plans that we had because we still had 3 that were now down for the count and needed to rest. So we had a lazy morning around the villa, which was wonderful. We, of course, had that delicious breakfast again. And right when we were finishing up, Mike Pareo pops around the corner and said, "Mike and I have an idea. There's this outlet mall right around, 18 minutes away. Want to go? It's all high end." So we went. It was so high end, it was out of our league. It was so fun just to walk around and see all the things. So we spent about an hour there. Then we did a pharmacy and Lidl run. Of course, we needed more wine and meat and cheese because we were just going to hang out. We bought Stacy this really big log ding dong cake so that she could have her, indulgent treat. But, well, she was sick, so she didn't want it. But anyway, it was only like $1, so whatever. So then we just hung out. We had more girl talk, guy talk, naps by the pool, fun stuff, and then got ready, went to a fabulous dinner at Il Boro. The property was amazing. We took tons and tons of pictures, had some cool things to drink. Most of the food was delicious. I think we'd all pass on the chicken liver again. Not so sure about that. Fun with the court games. Even the waiter jumped in on it. It was awesome. I think we could have also done a huge property. So maybe next time when we go back, we can spend more time there. It was great. It was a fun night, and we were all together again, which that made it perfect. The perfect night. We headed back and had to pack up because we were heading out early to Rome the next day. Almost forgot. That night, I almost broke Mary's tooth by learning my Helen Keller routine that she was teaching me, and I swung back and my ring hit her tooth and she thought it was chipped, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was a false alarm. But it was funny after the fact when we discovered it wasn't chipped. So Thursday, we had our last breakfast. Missy had discovered that our cooks actually were a little couple married. They had 2 little children, so we offered that. They take all of the leftover food. They were super happy. They did such a good job taking care of us. So we were happy to bless them in that way and not have to throw away all of that food. So we piled in our vans, traveled to Rome. Everything happens in 3 hours. A 3-hour tour to Rome. We got there and then all got picked up by our transport people to take us to our hotels in Rome. So first one to arrive, of course, the Mikes, Lee and Pareos. Their van driver, just totally sweet man, lost the front of his van pulling out. I think y'all just all ate too much pasta, made that van too heavy. Pulled off right the front of that van. So crazy. But anyway, that was a start. So then the rest of us all made it there, kind of did things with the couples that we were bunking with, if you want to say. So I know lunch was had and shopping was done, and we were with the LaBelles, so we went to prison, which was fun. We were able to witness to some people there. It was quite an experience. And then Sean went back and rested, and Karen hung with Gunnar and I, and we did some shopping. And then we all met up for dinner at 5:30, which none of us liked that dinner so much. It was salty. I think that was the story on that one. It was just salty. And then what did we do? Oh, we booked it to make it to the golf cart tour. That's what we did. So much fun. And so that was a great adventure, being driven around town, seeing the Trevi Fountain and all the sights, learning some history, and it was just a great time. Everybody enjoyed that. So that was a good one. Whoever had recommended that, I think the Kuipers had heard about that from somebody. So, but lots of fun. So Friday was another day that we were separate from the guys. They were doing the Ryder Cup and we were doing Rome. We did a lot of shopping that day, but first we started off by meeting at the prison. So prior to going to the prison, Karen and I had breakfast at our hotel. I'm sure every little couple that was staying together, all the girls got to have breakfast and then meet up there. So we had breakfast, and then on our way, Karen and I stopped at a beautiful cathedral and went inside that, then met everybody up at the prison. We chatted, we took pictures, we went inside, did our tour. It was amazing to be there, to be where Paul was, where Peter was. We sang, and we went up to the little chapel. We prayed, and that was one of my favorite parts there. When we were done praying, Mary and I were on the same bench, and she reached over and hugged me and said, "I love you." I won't forget that. That was super sweet. We left there and hit Rome, girls. We shopped, we ate. We met Daniel, who was a great host, at the little street side cafe we went to. We had some delicious ravioli. I think we all got the ravioli that the lady was making, so we got to see her make it. Daniel gave us champagne and limoncello, and we all got up, we're all spritzed, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a wonderful meal, lots of laughter again, of course, and then we shopped again. Somewhere during that day, Missy said, "We need a new name, a new cast name. What can we come up with?" And she's like, "Cool as shittily," which was so funny. Missy, you are a hoot. So, okay, we did that, and we had gelato, which was, of course, amazing. We tried to find jewelry. I still have the guy's card on pretty much the last shop we went to, so we need to reach out to him. And we went back to the Trevi Fountain and threw in our strongholds, the little rocks that Stacy had given us. We went to a beautiful church and got to see that, and then we had dinner together, which we shared all kinds of entrees. And when that was over, as we were leaving, we found ourselves at an intersection. We hugged and went in 3 different directions. It was so crazy, kind of until we meet again. So it was a wonderful time, a great trip, and yeah, I'd do it again and again and again. Y'all are awesome.
So our Ryder Cup day started early. I think we got picked up at 5:30 or 5:45, and Sean and I got picked up first. And so we all crammed in one nice Mercedes van and made it out to Marco Simone. Pretty seamless, easy system to get to the bus, get on foot, and headed into the gate. So that all went off great, and we made it to the first tee with plenty of time. Crazy environment. Quickly apparent that we were outnumbered. Especially loved the Spartans asking if us Americans, are you not entertained? I think we clearly were. And so what an awesome scene. And then we made our way over to 7 and into our hospitality suite. That was amazing. I guess table A54. And what an experience. The people, the views. It was awesome to get out and walk with Kipe and Schrader. The few holes that I got to see, I'm glad I did that. Merch tent was insane. And again, exceeded all expectations. The results, obviously, for the U.S. team were not what we wanted, but still an awesome day nonetheless. And memories that will last a lifetime. So appreciate, I guess, Kuiper getting the tickets, and just an awesome, awesome day.
It's fine. Hello and welcome to Italian Memories, your favorite times. We have all of the nominees in, and we have Gunnar here to help.
Ciao, Bella.
Oh, see.
Ciao, ragazzi.
See. Okay, this year's nominees are in, and in no particular order, we have Lunch at Lucca,
Golf cart ride in Rome,
dinner at the Villa Restaurant,
the Ryder Cup,
the Lucca Bike Ride,
and the first day at the pool.
These were all wonderful times that we have shared together. There were some other honorable mentions that we'd like to share. The girls' lunch and day in Rome.
Witnessing and singing in Paul's prison.
Time around the table.
Il Boro.
The sound of music. Oh, Jimmy 2.
Drinks.
Okay. Gunnar and Siri.
Of course, Ferrari.
And
last but not least, the train ride.
okay, and this year's winner is
as the favorite memory as voted on by you.
the
Bike ride in Lucca! Alla tua Celestri.